Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. I don't know where you're at or what time you're watching this, but welcome to the first episode of Sports Talk. And guess what? It's football. I tried to do this last year and I couldn't really keep up with it, so I'm going to do this a little bit different this year, and hopefully I can keep up with the picks for this year. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at week one, and during week one we're going to take a look at who I think is going to win, and I'm going off of what it looks like on paper. So let's get started. I'm going to put it up in the corner up here for you guys so you guys can follow along as well. Okay, so let's get this going. All right, first up, Thursday night football. Detroit goes to Arrowhead and faces the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs. Okay, look, it's the Lions and the Chiefs. We're going to give this one straight to Kansas City. The Super Bowl champs are not going to lose against the Lions, especially going week one. Not happening. They'll be just fine. So we're going with the Chiefs. Next up, Carolina at Atlanta. Honestly, I'm going to give this one to Atlanta just because they're at home. Both teams didn't impress me last year. Don't see both teams impressing me this year, but we're going to go with it anyway. So we're going to go with Atlanta on this one. Cincinnati against Cleveland in Cleveland. This Deshaun Watson's going to be playing for Cleveland as their starter. Is he going to be just as good as he always has been? Probably not. Cincinnati, they started out really bad last year, but they picked it up towards the end. They almost went back to the Super Bowl. I am going to give this one to Cincinnati. I think they got a better chance than Cleveland does, so we're going to go with that. We're going to go with Cincinnati in this. I think Burrow is going to go to Cleveland and just be just fine. I don't think Watson's going to be able to be his old self in this game, and yeah. Jacksonville at Indianapolis. I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this one. They were very impressive last year. We're going to go with Jacksonville on this one. They're going to go straight up to Indy, and they're going to beat the Colts at home in the Colts territory. Tampa at Minnesota. I am going to give this one to Minnesota just because Tampa's, let's be honest, they're in a rebuild stage now without Brady. So we're going to go with Minnesota on this one. Tennessee at New Orleans. All right, New Orleans got a new quarterback. They got Derek Carr. I'm a Raiders fan. If you guys watched last year's videos, you guys know how I feel. Carr, he was always a iffy one for me, and Tennessee has always been dominant. That's the but factor in this. Do I see Tennessee winning? I think this one's going to be really close. I think this one's going to come down to a field goal to win it all. I am going to give this one to Derek Carr's first win as a starter as a Saint. San Francisco at Pittsburgh. San Francisco. I'm giving this one to San Francisco. Nick Bosa signed. Purdy's going to be playing. This is going to be a healthy team. This is going to be a team to watch in the NFC. If they can stay healthy, they will be a team to watch for sure. Let's not sleep on the Niners this year. I am going to say now it's early, but NFC Championship game again. They're going to be healthy. They're going to stay healthy. Right now in preseason, they need to figure out something with the quarterback situation with Trey Lance and Sam Darnold to find who can be a good backup to Purdy. But They're healthy. They're going into the season healthy. This is the first time they're going into the season super healthy. Let's give it to San Francisco. They're going to go to Pittsburgh and they're going to beat the Steelers. San Francisco got my vote this year, guys. I honestly think they could go all the way, but playoffs for sure. NFC Championship game is, I'm calling it, and I'm stopping there. We'll talk towards the end of the season. Arizona at Washington. I am going to go with Arizona. I think Arizona has a better team on paper. Washington still is trying to figure out their own identity. So I'm going to go with Arizona. Houston at Baltimore. Baltimore will take this one. I don't think Houston can go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens in their home. They're just too dominant right now. They're building up a good team, a good looking team. So I'm going to go with Baltimore. Green Bay at Chicago. This is going to be really good, interesting, because it's Green Bay's first year without Rodgers ever. I honestly have no idea. This one to me is I don't want to pick, but that's why we're here. I make my picks. You guys watch and we critique. I'm going to go with Chicago. I don't see Green Bay winning this. Chicago will beat Green Bay, and I think that's going to be the biggest upset of this week, of week 1 of the regular season. Raiders at Denver. Okay. I am going to go with the Raiders. I don't think Denver can beat them. I think the Raiders could be actually decent this year, especially if Garoppolo stays healthy. But Denver has Russell Wilson. He's nothing but a price tag, and it's too big of a price tag. He can't perform. It is Sean Payton's first year as a Bronco head coach, so that could change things. I don't know, but we'll see. As of right now, I'm going with the Raiders. I could be wrong, but if the Raiders go in, Garoppolo's healthy enough, the defense plays, I see the Raiders beating Denver for sure. Philadelphia at New England. New England Patriots just picked up Zeke from Dallas, but Philly has something to prove, and I think Philadelphia will win this for sure. I don't see Zeke being a good running back. It's only a 1-year contract for $6 million, and I think that was a perfect tag for him. Maybe a little bit too high, but he took the first team that would take him as a free agent. That should say something to him at 28 years old. So I'm going with Philly on this one. I like them. I liked them last year. They were dominant. They could be dominant again. I think their biggest kryptonite will be a healthy Niners team this time, but we'll see. We'll see. Miami at the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. I think they have a better team. They've done a lot of moving around. I like what they're doing. I didn't really hear much of Miami, so we're going to go with the Chargers on this one. Los Angeles Rams at Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. They have a good rebuild going since getting rid of Russell Wilson. I think they're going to continue that and continue their rebuild at a strength. I don't think the Rams are building really well. So I'm going to go with Seattle, and they're at home, so I'm giving them advantage. The Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. Okay. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm going to go with the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be a little better than the Cowboys. I don't think it's going to be a close. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to be mainly field goals. But we'll see. I'm going to go with the Giants on this. And then to round it out, the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers' first game as a Jet. Wow. Whoa. Okay. This one, Buffalo's offense will do just fine against the Jets' defense, but the Bills' offense needs to help. If that makes sense. If they let Rodgers be Rodgers, that's going to be bad for them. But also don't know how Rodgers is going to do with this new offense. So I am going to go with Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be the Jets in New York. And those are my picks for week 1 of the NFL. All right, guys. We're doing it a little different than we did last year. If you guys want to check out those videos from last year and see how I had it all laid out, you can. It's going to be different. I'm going to keep posting that. I'm going to keep posting the thing above my head over here so we can all follow along. And then below it over here, I'm going to post my record once the records start happening. And I will catch you guys for week 2. Don't forget, like, subscribe, do whatever, comment, give me your inputs. I would love to hear from you guys. Let's talk football. And I will catch you guys in the next video for week 2.